What's going on, folks? It's your man King Bishop. I'm back down here in Jacksonville, and I have had a very, very, very long week. Just want to check in with you guys, let you guys know what's going on. I cannot specifically tell you exactly what it is, but I just want you guys to know that I'm working on something that's going to be really, really big for me, and it is related to trucking, but you'll never guess what it is. It's not just getting a truck or something like that, even though I'm working on doing that to try to get out of the quality truck and into something where I am paying payments to actually own. Because honestly, the one thing about this quality truck is I never went into it trying to buy this truck. The reason why I went with a 2016 truck instead of something older was I wanted something that was going to be reliable with no breakdowns, so I was able to save money. So instead of spending my money on maintenance and repairs, that I could be saving that money trying to get the money that I need to get a truck. So I do pay a heck of a lot of money, an extreme amount per week. But because of that reason, I don't have any maintenance costs either. No tires. I haven't replaced anything. The most I've done is PM the truck. So with that being said, it's working the way it's supposed to. I wish I had some wood grain in this truck because I would show knock on it. But that was the purpose of getting a brand new truck. So it's not the goal to stay in this truck. I don't want to have to be with a company that accepts quality trucks to continue to be able to have the revenue that I have. Because let's be honest, once you make, I've been here with this company since the end of May, middle of May, end of May. And once you make a certain amount, you start to build a lifestyle around what you make. Now, I will say that my lifestyle hasn't changed dramatically. I still live in the same place I lived before I came here. I still drive the same car I drove before I got here. My life has not changed dramatically because of this, but the ability to do things when you want to do it, how you want to do it, you build your lifestyle around those things. Like, for instance, what I mean by that is I'm home when I want to be home. I can be home all week. I can work 1 day a week. I can work 2 days a week. I can work no time at all if I choose to. And it's hard to convert back to having someone tell you when to come, when not to come. That's a lifestyle change for me. And so it's not necessarily about the money. The money does help, don't get me wrong, but it's the ability to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And when I decide that I don't want to do it, then I don't do it. And this is that's and like I said before, I told other people this, and I said this in the comments, and I want to put it out there. Everybody keeps saying, man, listen, as a lease, you're looking at some of the owner-operator pay numbers that I put out there, and they say, well, hey, man, you could be making so much more if you blah, 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 blah. Or there's people who are company drivers or local drivers or whatever. What's going on with the truck? Idling kind of high. Probably air conditioner. But they're saying that they're making more or just as much in their home every night. But what I'm trying to get people to understand is you can have the money. The money's great. Okay? The money is great. Our money is comparable. But what's not comparable is the amount of days and hours you work to get that money. You have someone telling you when to be where, what time to get up, what time you need to come into that job. This is the load, you're gonna run it, or you don't have a job. That kind of stuff. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The money is great, but the freedom that doing this lease purchase has provided me is worth more than the money could ever provide. Trust me. If you have never been in a spot where you could deny loads and where you could work as many days as you wanted to, and like, for instance, I took off the entire week of Thanksgiving. I worked that Monday, the week of Thanksgiving, and I did not go back to work until the following Tuesday. I took off 4th of July last year. I didn't work that Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Christmas, I took off 2 days before Christmas and 2 days after Christmas. New Year's, I did not work New Year's. I took off 3 days around New Year's, and that's me. Those are the planned times I took off. I'm still home throughout the week, and I'm home most weekends. I run hard to get to those spots. Don't get me wrong, it's not given. Like for instance, today I came from home down to Jacksonville, Florida. It's a 600-mile run for me. Had to come down here. I dropped my empty container. Went to the chassis yard, got a 40-foot chassis, had to run it to the port. I grabbed the empty 40, and now I'm hooked up to it now, and I'm going to be taking it back home in a few hours, meaning Saturday. Today's Friday. So I do run hard to be able to do those things, but like I said, the ability to do it when I want to do it is worth its weight in gold. Now, this is another thing I want to say. Since we're putting it all out there, I'm going to say this. I despise when people say that lease purchase operators are not owner operators. What is the difference? The only difference between a lease purchase operator and an owner operator is the fact that most times the owner operator is trapped into the contract with the truck. That's the only difference. You both pay for fuel, you both pay for your plates, you both pay for maintenance. That's it. You both have to run lows not to go in the hole. You both pay for cover your own insurance. There is no difference other than the fact that you're trapped in a contract with it. So people say, "Oh man, you're not an owner operator because you paying your truck per week." Blah blah blah. And I said, "What? Well, if a guy go gets a truck from Kenworth, he's gonna have a truck payment. So what's the difference? What's the difference in what I do, paying my payment every week, which still equals up to a monthly total, and the guy that goes to Kenworth or goes to Freightliner or goes to Volvo and gets a truck off the yard, off the showroom floor, and still has to pay a payment on it? What's the difference? We're both paying payments. So to me, you are disqualified. For one, if you have never done this and you still drive a company truck, your opinion on owner operators is very, very, very unvaluable, and you should probably keep it to yourself. Got a lot of people commenting on videos, giving advice, and one of the questions I always ask is, so what do you do? Well, I'm a company driver. Have you ever been an owner operator? No. Well, you don't have a valuable. It's like people who are never in relationships always have relationship advice. Like your opinion is very, very invaluable to me because you don't have any basis to stand on. Where's your facts? How can you say that you have gone through this? And that's something that bothers me because I feel like you're putting out bad information. If you have never been in a spot where you have to run hard, run tired, and what I mean by tired is running multiple days, running a lot of hours, not necessarily being sleepy behind the wheel. But what I'm saying is when you run 4 days in a row and you burn your entire 11 out, you're tired. You're physically tired. Your body reacts to you keeping your butt in the seat, or what I like to call it is keeping that left door closed, driver. Your body gets physically tired. So if you have never had to do those things in order to make sure that you have a truck payment covered, fuel covered, insurance covered, maintenance money put away, fuel tax, if you don't understand how IFTA works, if you don't know what a 2290 is, all those things that go into being an owner operator, lease whatever you want to call it, this truck is my responsibility. It's not the responsibility of the company. I don't get ran any differently or if I have a truck payment, or if I own the truck, or if I go get it from Kenworth. It's still my responsibility to make sure that I'm on my fleet manager and the planners here to make sure I'm ran correctly so that I can cover my expenses. I don't get special treatment because of a truck payment. They don't care. It's not any of their business. That business is between me and quality. So I don't get treated any differently. My responsibilities to this truck are not any differently. So I don't want to hear that you're not an owner operator, because what is your basis? What is your basis? Now, some people who lease to a specific company and get that truck through a company, for instance, if you go get a truck through Snyder, that truck is Snyder's truck. But this is different. The company that I lease my truck through has no affiliation with the company I pull for other than the fact they have an agreement. So in case you don't know, let me give you the information. And I'm going to cut this video after this. The way this agreement works with quality is Quality tells a carrier, or a carrier will tell Quality, hey, we need drivers. So to attract more qualified and more experienced drivers, we want to be able to put them in their own truck to have a chance of ownership. Quality says, okay, well, what you need to do is you're going to do the background checks. You're going to do the driver approvals. They're going to still be subject to whatever your normal hiring process is. Drug testing, all that kind of stuff. Orientation, that's all your business. The only thing Quality wants to do is ensure that they're going to get their money for the truck payment off the top. So I don't have any connection with Quality as far as my payments. My payments come directly out of my settlement. It is my carrier's responsibility to get it from me or straight out of my settlement into Quality's account. That's the way this agreement works. But the reason why I say this is different is because I have over 300 carriers that I can switch to and stay in my truck. So, of course, I cannot take my truck anywhere I want to, but as far as having a wide variety and selection of different carriers to pull for, I believe that people who are in this position, and it's not just people at my carrier, because JB Hunt and Western Express and huge companies are using Quality. Those ladies and those gents are also owner operators in my eyes. That's my 2 cents about it, and I can tell you that because I'm actually in the position. As always, man, I appreciate y'all for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. Y'all be easy. God bless y'all. Peace.